Thank you, Chairman. Justice, it's good to see you. It was good to see you on March 5th at the court, and we appreciate you being here today. Justice Kagan, thank you for your warm comments on Senator Graham. I, like many Americans, watched your interaction with him during your confirmation hearing. It was a good moment of bipartisan candor, one that we don't have enough of in this town, and I want to say thanks for not only that exchange, but for your opening remarks that addressed his commitment to service to our great country. I want to discuss some of the budget requests, and you're asking for $89 million for security, including 24/7 protection, additional protective personnel, and cybersecurity enhancements. Justice Barrett, can you briefly and broadly express how the change in the threat environment has necessitated that higher level of investment by the Congress?
I think it's because, when I was a law clerk, Justice Scalia did not have protection all the time. Justice Kagan mentioned she didn't have it when she began, but now the threats are constant and they're always there. And so it's necessary now in daily activities. Unfortunately, I honestly feel like if for the sake of my privacy, I wish it weren't so. But it's necessary for protection in daily activities to have a security detail. And frankly, our detail, one reason for our longer term plan to increase the size of our details to come closer to cabinet level officials is burnout and exhaustion. A detail of 4 to 8 people, when they have to monitor you around the clock, when they drop me off, I think I might have been mentioning this in our meeting on March 5th, when they drop me off at 11 o'clock at night, and then it's the same team that has to come back the next morning. I mean, it's just a lot of hours.
Thank you. Your feedback then and now is very instructive for this.
May I add just a bit?
Of course.
This began in part because of Congress, and it began in about 2016, I think, was when Justice Scalia died, and he died in a place in Texas, and there were no security people in the immediate area. I think the nearest were a couple of hours away, the nearest marshals. And we're very grateful because Congressman Issa and Congressman Cummings came to visit the court, and they were doing an investigation, you mentioned, of the Secret Service, and they were doing one at the time. And that required that they look at different institutions and departments, security personnel, and they came over to the court and they said to the Chief Justice, this was how the Chief described it to us, they said kind of like, we think you're crazy, that you have less security than the director of the Office of Personnel Management does. And we think that you have to do better. And that was really the start when Congressman Issa and Congressman Cummings came to the Chief Justice, and the Chief Justice reported to us. And we were a little bit like, do we really? Because it's easier living life without security than living life with security. But we started, and we started slowly, incrementally, carefully, making sure that we balanced all the necessary factors. Then, of course, the Dobbs leak happened, and that really increased the urgency of the entire thing. But we've been working on this now for about a decade, and actually, I think, are grateful to Congress for coming to us and saying you have to up your game in this area.
And there's still more work to do in this area. I think that both sides of the aisle take your security seriously. Justice Kagan, you mentioned earlier in your testimony the wanting to decrease your reliance on the U.S. Marshals and increase your reliance on your own court police. Can you describe the impetus behind that dichotomy?
Yeah, nothing against the U.S. Marshals who do a terrific job, but I think this allows us to whenever we have to make a policy decision about how to use our security personnel, it's our policy decision. We don't have to convince anybody else. And what several members have suggested, I think, is absolutely true, that you want a completely stable workforce, so people who are providing you with security really know you. And to the extent that we're relying on the Marshal Service, they're coming, they're going, they have other responsibilities. They probably won't be committed to an individual justice or to the court full time.
I think I agree with your point. You should have a separation of powers in your own autonomy and your own security, and we should want to empower you to do that. Very briefly, in the world of finite budgeting, as you do more of one thing, you by necessity often do less of one thing, and we're right to consider doing more with respect to your security. Are we missing something when we do that? Are we doing something less when we do more with security? Are you doing less work? Are you delivering less opinions? Are we somehow degrading your ability to deliver justice in other areas?
I think we carefully steward our resources, and I think our budget reflects the needs that we have to continue fulfilling our constitutional mission.
Thank you. Appreciate you being here. I yield back, Mr. Chairman.
Support journalism you trust. Support PBS News. Donate now, or even better, start a monthly contribution today.